Hello there, algebra students. Mr. Lawrence here, and this is the video to help you master the difference of perfect squares. And I'm going to do one for you, and then I'm going to pretty much turn you loose on them. I'll interject here and there, but you're not going to learn by watching me. You're going to have to learn by doing it. All right, so with the difference of perfect squares, the part everybody forgets is difference. Difference is so important. It's a word that means the answer to a subtraction problem, right? It means subtraction. There must be a subtraction sign or a negative somewhere in the problem for this to work. Now remember, we still do the GCF if possible. We look for a GCF. Take a look at number one. The only GCF I see is 1, and so that's not going to do me any good. Now, it's a binomial, so it might be the difference of perfect squares. I'll take the square root of the first term, the a term, which is going to be 3x, and I'll take the square root of the second term, which is 8. Well, I've got two perfect squares, so that's a good sign for the difference of perfect squares. Do I have subtraction or a negative somewhere? I sure do. And so this is the difference of perfect squares. It'll factor this simply, 3x plus 8 and 3x minus 8. Okay, that's all it is. That's all it is. All right, you go ahead and try number 2 on your own. You should have paused the video and tried number 2. Here, I'm going to talk about it briefly. Okay, first of all, I see a GCF here. I see a 4, so I'm going to pull the 4 out. I'm going to get x squared plus 4. And now I'm done. Why? Because while I do have a perfect square and a perfect square, I do not have subtraction. There is no way to factor the sum of perfect squares. You might go, well, yes, there is, Mr. Lawrence. I can do this. Well, you go ahead and double distribute that and watch what happens. You're going to get x squared plus 4x plus 4. That is not what that says. That's x squared plus 4. It's a binomial. When I double distributed this, I got a trinomial. And then you'll say, well, I know, I'll make them both negative. Well, that won't change anything if you make them both negative. You'll just get a minus 4x. You'll get a trinomial again. So then maybe you'll get smart and go, I know how to get a binomial. I'll make one of the terms negative. Okay, all right, let's do that. Let's make one of the terms negative. All right, now when I double distribute, I'm going to get an x squared. The positive 2x and the negative 2x are going to cancel, but I'm going to get a minus 4. Not a plus 4. So you see, this cannot be factored any more than it is. All you can do is GCF it. All right, go ahead and try numbers 3, 4, 5, and 6 on your own. When you're ready for all of them, I will show you the solution. So pause the video and try all 4. Okay, here comes number 3. The GCF is 1, so I'm going to get a 9x plus 1 and a 9x minus 1. Yep. Perfect square minus a perfect square. This one here, GCF is going to be 1. Perfect square minus a perfect square. I'm going to get a 13x plus 14y. And I'm going to get a 13x minus 14y. Okay. Number 5. Again, if you haven't tried these, you need to pause the video and give them a shot on your own. There's a GCF hiding here. I think it's going to be a 3x. So I'm going to factor out a 3x. I'm going to get 25x squared minus 9. And inside that quantity is the difference of perfect squares. So I'm going to get a 5x plus 3 and a 5x minus 3. All right, number 6 also has a GCF other than 1. I'm going to pull out a 9x squared. And when I do that, I'm going to get an x squared minus 4. Now remember, don't throw that GCF away. It's just factored out. It's not thrown away. It's not gone. There we go. All right, one more for you to try all on your own. By the way, there's multiple steps to this one. Don't just do one step and quit. Okay, if you haven't tried number 7, I want you to try it now. Here comes my solution. Well, first of all, I have a perfect square minus a perfect square. So I'm going to factor as x to the 4th plus 16 times x to the 4th minus 16. This is where many of you stop, but in this quantity here, there is more factoring to do. So I'm going to bring down this x to the 4th plus 16 because I can't factor it anymore. This is a perfect square minus a perfect square. So I'm going to get an x squared plus 4 and an x squared minus 4. But then in here, look at that. I've got a perfect square minus a perfect square. So I bring down the x to the 4th plus 16, that quantity. I bring down the quantity of x squared plus 4. And now I go x plus 2 times x minus 2. And we are completely factored. There you go. All right, that's it for the video. See Mr. Lawrence for the formative on the difference of squares. Good luck.